Hello and welcome. In today's video, you will learn how to chuck or percussive strum or mute the strings during a strumming pattern. First, we will learn how to just get the sound alone, and then we will slowly and gradually add it to strumming patterns until your chuck sounds like this. We're going to take it one little baby step at a time because I want you to feel confident with each step of the way. So first, let's talk about the strum, because the chuck really is a down strum that's muted. So I'm going to teach you first how I'm strumming. That way you and I are both on the same page. So I've gotten a marker just so that I can mark the part of my hand that I'm strumming with. Okay, so I'm strumming with this part of my fingernail. So it's the bottom half of the index. And the way I hold my hand is almost like as if I'm holding a pick, or it can be a thin piece of paper. However, you would be holding something, and then let the rest of the hand relax. If your hand opens while you're strumming, it's okay. You want this to be the most relaxed as possible. And as you're doing this, please continue breathing. Sometimes I notice with my students that when I'm teaching something new, you're so focused, you stop breathing. So continue breathing. Now, here's the other super important part of the chuck. The chuck sounds the most crispy when you strum here. Look. So this part where the body and the fretboard meet is a really nice spot to strum or to chuck, because your hand will hit the strings and the fretboard at the same time, and it'll give you that beat. If you strum right over the sound hole, it's still possible to get a chucky sound, but since there's nothing for your hand to kind of hit right over the sound hole, it won't be as direct. So again, I like to strum right here. And now let's do a few down strums together so that you and I are doing them exactly the same way. So I'm just holding that hand relaxed, and I'm just going to go down the strings here. And when I'm doing a down strum, I'm not thinking about digging my finger into the strings. I'm not doing this. This is way too harsh. I'm actually thinking of that nail as falling down to the floor, like it's just falling right off into the floor. It's going from my face all the way down to the floor and just rolling down there gently. And if you add a little bit more space, a little bit more force, downward force, you can get more volume. And if you add less height to your strum, it's softer. So that's how you can control the volume. Okay, so next I would like to talk about how to start getting the first mutes. And if you think about your ukulele vibrating, the strings vibrating, they're doing this, right? After you've strummed them, the strings are moving. And the mute or the chuck, basically what it does is it's a sudden stop. So how are we going to stop those strings suddenly as part of our motion? So if we're doing a down strum, look up, I like to do a mute with this part of my hand. And I haven't tried this yet, but I'm curious to see if it might work. So I'm going to mark my strings with sorry for the squeak. I want to see if this marks my hand, and I can show you exactly where it is that on my thumb that I chuck. So let's see if this works. Let me see. You can see where the strings hit my hand when I did like a mute there. So that's where I would like for your hand to meet the strings on the ukulele. So you're gonna do the normal down strum that we talked about, right? And then you're gonna stop with the thumb. So go ahead and look up, and then stop with the thumb. Again, stop with the thumb. Okay, so now let's start to add a little bit of a pattern into our strumming and muting. And I know that right now we don't sound like a chuck just yet, but these are the fundamentals. And if you're able to master these, then the chuck will come next. So now I would love for you to do a regular down strum where your ukulele rings, and then a mute. Down strum, mute. Down strum, mute. Down strum, mute. 4 more. Down strum, mute. Down strum, mute. Now I would like for you to see what I'm doing with my wrist. I'm doing a down and then an open hand to mute. Look up, down, open hand, and mute. So now I'd love for you to do this where your thumb is almost like a rainbow. Rainbow, rainbow into the fretboard. And you see I'm hitting the instrument. If you need to practice in front of a mirror or with a selfie camera to see where it's landing, go for it. So go ahead and give me a down strum and then that throwing it back and slamming it in. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Down, slam, and down, slam, and down, slam, and down, slam. Believe it or not, you already have all of the elements to make a chuck happen. So now let's add them together. So the chuck, or that chunky sound, comes from having a down strum that is suddenly stopped. So it's going to be a down with that thumb stopping the strings. So go ahead and give me a down strum mute at the same time. Down strum mute, and keep going until you add more speed. And actually right now you can add a little bit more height, or even that rainbow that we were doing. So it's gonna be a strum and a mute, a strum and a mute. If you wanna back up and go super slow, strum, mute, strum, mute, strum, mute. Add more height, strum, mute, strum, mute. Again, backing up, strum, mute, strum, mute, strum, mute. Add more height. More height means your hand is further away from the strings. Strum, mute. So now I'd love for us to do down and that chuck. Ready, go. Down, chuck, down, chuck, down, chuck, down, chuck, down, chuck, down, chuck, down, chuck. So we're going to add our chuck to the song Have You Ever Seen the Rain from CCR? And it'll sound like this. Someone told me long ago. So let's get there slowly. First, you need to know how to do the calypso strum. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. If you've never done that strum before and you need help to just do that strum, I will link the video course on how to do that one super slowly. It's like a 5 video course. Day 1 is just the down strums. Day 2 is the down up, down up, down up, down up. And then by day 5, you're removing a few strums so that you're doing the island strum. Down, down, up, down, up. So now if you look at the screen, some of those downs are going to be replaced with chucks. Down, chuck, up, chuck. Down, chuck, up, chuck, up, down, chuck, up, chuck, up, down, chuck, up, chuck, up. So go at the speed that you need to go. If you need to pause the video here to just practice this, go for it. And all you need to do is like take your ukulele everywhere and just practice down, chuck, up, chuck, up, or super slowly. Down, chuck, up, chuck, up, down, chuck, up, chuck, up. The great thing about the chuck is that it's like riding a bike. Once you learn how to do it, you will do it all the time and you don't need to relearn it. You can just get better at making it sound more crispy, or you can learn different ways to chuck. Okay, so let's try to incorporate our chuck to our song of the day. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Someone told me long ago there's a calm before. Switch chords. I know it's been coming for some time. Stay on C. No, 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 they say it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Now, if you're the kind of person who likes to have everything kind of printed or in a document with the steps lined up, I've made it printable and I've linked it down below. Everything that you need to know on how to chuck has been put here on the video, but when people go to my Patreon page and sign up for the downloads, it helps to support the channel. So that's one way that you can support the channel. Another way that you can support the channel is by hitting the like button, the subscribe button, and commenting where you're watching from, as YouTube sees this as positive engagement and it recommends the channel to more people. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like the instrument that I am playing, it's the Enya Bougainvillea ukulele. This is a collaboration I did with Enya. I have my signature bee on the background. I was inspired by the bougainvillea flowers and their vibrant colors, so I thought we should have a vibrant ukulele. This is a solid mahogany instrument with fluorocarbon strings. So yeah, I'll link it down below. I'll link my earrings, my musical earrings down below. And let me know what you would like to learn how to do next. This video came because it was requested, so send me your requests. I'm so happy to help you in any area of your musical journey, so let me know. Alrighty, I hope to see you in the next video. Have fun with this and practice it a lot and you'll have it down in a few days. Just take your ukulele with you everywhere and it'll come so fast you won't even remember a time before you didn't know how to chuck. Alrighty, see you soon.